E aí galera, tudo bem? Voltando aqui para mais uma gameplay do canal, Assassin's Creed Origins, mas dessa vez vamos dar uma olhada aqui no Discovery Tour que ele lançou, acabou de lançar hoje. Vamos dar uma conhecida. Ele já está falando que o nosso idioma não é suportado, mas vamos embora. Não fizeram para português, hein? Esse aqui é o modo que a gente vai ver um pouco da história do Egito e tal. Vamos conhecer. Tá carregando. Discovery
Welcome
Tour.
to Discovery Tour by Assassin's Creed, Ancient Egypt.
Eita, vai ser um documentário? Bom, estamos com a Aya, né? Mas a gente pode escolher o personagem para fazer aqui o tour. Quem que eu vou escolher? Use. Ah, ok. Vamos lá. Cidade de Alexandria. 8 estações. Tá. Vamos lá. 6 minutos é estimado, hein? Vamos fazer o tour aqui em Alexandria, galera.
Welcome to Alexandria. Planning of the city.
Alexandria.
Alexander's plan to build his great city began with a verse from Homer's Odyssey. There is, in front of Egypt, in the sea with many swells, an island called Pharos. Guided by these clues, Alexander the Great founded his future city at the western end of the Nile Delta. Though Alexander considered this location ideal for his great city, it presented considerable challenges. Too difficult to access during storms, the surrounding swamps threatened disease, and the limestone soil prevented the growth of healthy crops. However, due to the influence of his mentor Aristotle, Alexander the Great recognized that the true value was its strategic emplacement. Alexander knew that in controlling Pelusium to the east, Memphis to the south, and his crowning glory Alexandria to the west, he would create a triangular stronghold, allowing him to control the entire delta while giving him access to the Mediterranean. The Great Walls of Alexandria had a humble beginning. Lacking chalk to outline the future city's foundations, architects were forced to use flour instead. Clouds of migrating birds swept down and ate the flour, erasing the plans. This prompted Alexander to seek guidance from the oracles, who reassured him that his future city was destined to feed a large population.
Aparentemente eles pegaram aqui as pesquisas, né, para fazer o jogo e juntaram tanto conteúdo que acharam bom fazer isso.
Excavations led by Mahmud Bey al-Falaki in the 19th century revealed that the wall enclosure measured approximately 5.2 kilometers in length and 2.2 kilometers in width. It was roughly 9 meters in height. These formidable ancient walls would resist a number of attacks, including fending off the king of Syria in 169 BCE. It wasn't until 295 CE that they eventually fell to Roman Emperor Diocletian, and this only after 8 months of relentless assault.
Aqui, tá citando os eventos históricos, né? Bem legal mesmo.
Alexandria's principal architect, Dinocrates, chose a Hippodamian grid plan. The grid maximized functionality, with wide, straight roads and canals running beneath them. Alexander recognized the military value of the city's design. The wide, parallel streets gave him optimal surveillance of the city, while allowing the unobstructed flow of troops.
Mais
A central corridor ran from the Mediterranean's north port down to Lake Mareotis to the south. This thoroughfare acted as an unobstructed link for commercial trade and travel between the two ports. Many of the streets were bordered with grand buildings and parks, including Canopic Street, with its impressive gate bordering the eastern end.
E agora o último ponto, né?
Alexandria was most likely built upon an already existing Egyptian village. Upon its completion, the Egyptians reviled the city, refusing to call it by its founder's name. Instead, they called it Raked, the building, as a mark of disdain, which was later Hellenized into Rakotis. Despite this, the name Alexandria would remain.
Ganhamos até um troféu. Beleza, você pode explorar. Você agora pode explorar o Egito Antigo no seu próprio ritmo. Persone Options para escolher um novo tour. Vamos embora. Alexandria. Vamos pegar Siege. Vamos aprender. Olha, você vai aprender de acordo com os pessoas históricas aqui. Olha quanta coisa. Nossa, bastante coisa, hein? Vamos esse pequenininho aqui. Vamos lá. Vamos lá, vamos lá. Ainda é ela? Aia. Vamos aprender sobre Memphis.
Welcome to the major regions of Egypt. Life in ancient Egypt was concentrated along the shores of the Nile and divided into two regions. Lower Egypt was situated on the Nile Delta near the Mediterranean, and Upper Egypt was at the south reaching into Africa. Due to its proximity to the Mediterranean, temperatures in Lower Egypt were less extreme than in Upper Egypt. Until 3100 BCE and the unification of Egypt, each region had its own pharaoh and crown. Lower Egypt's crown was red and marked with symbols of papyrus and bees. Upper Egypt's crown was white with symbols of lotus and sedge grass.
Ah, esse aqui é mais curtinho, já tá acabando.
Both regions had competing major cities, most notably Memphis in Lower Egypt and Thebes in Upper Egypt. There were different religious cults in both regions, each worshipping their own major gods. Many of the temples were designed in such a way as to represent the two regions, and ceremonies often incorporated Upper and Lower Egypt in their rituals.
Ah, eu posso andar então? A gente pode explorar aqui, mas aqui é o jogo mesmo, né? Não tem nada demais. Ah, olha só. Temos um mapa. Ele fala aqui o que a gente já fez. Olha quanta coisa. Alexandria também. Olha quanta coisa, galera. Ah, eu posso mudar? Bike de seu A, Aya. Júlio César. Ah, William Mayles. Vamos ver se dá pra usar ele. Ah, olha que legal. A gente pode estar mudando o nosso personagem. Nossa, 25? Só aqui tem 25. Ah, mas é uma região inteira. Você pode dar um fast travel pra onde você quer. Vamos ver isso aqui, ó. Jean-Pierre Houdin's Teorias. Vamos lá, vamos ver isso aqui. Então a gente pode mudar os personagens, hein? Olha que legal. Vamos lá. Quantos pontos são? 8, vamos embora. 7 minutos. Vamos fazer
Welcome
isso.
to Jean-Pierre Houdin's theories. The team wanted to provide players with a sense of exploration and discovery, particularly within the Great Pyramid. As such, a decision was made that the internal design of the monument in the game would reflect Jean-Pierre Houdin's theories. While the antechambers of the king's tomb have yet to be discovered, Houdin posits that this is merely due to a unique design, placing the pharaoh's tomb at the center of the pyramid. The entire tour you are about to take was designed along Houdin's hypotheses.
Vamos seguindo. Vamos ver se a gente pode trocar de personagem quando a gente quer. Olha isso. Eita, pode jogar com o Kemu.
While respecting Houdin's hypothesis as to the general layout of the antechambers, the team wanted the contents to enhance the game experience. In regular royal tombs, the antechambers were filled with all the material goods needed by the pharaoh in the afterlife. To support the feelings of discovery and awe, the art team created a unique and fantastical treasure in this second antechamber.
Beleza, estamos vendo aqui também. Temos um item aqui? Ou é só pra... Acho que é só pra exemplificar, não é item não.
Houdin theorized that the ascending corridor and the Great Gallery were used by the workers to haul hoist the heavy beams above the king's chamber. He called it the service circuit. The corridor you are in now was created by the team following Houdin's theory and is referred to as the noble circuit. It is through this corridor that the wooden sarcophagus containing the pharaoh's mummy would have been transported to its final resting chamber.
Tem uma árvore aqui também que vai dizer, que vai dar pra gente aqui umas umas árvores. Eu acho que vai dar alguma conquista provavelmente, né? Então, vamos lá.
With this structure in mind, one can easily assume that the pyramid's entrance would have been connected to the two antechambers. Modern research has revealed that a cavity might be located behind the north face chevrons of the pyramid. As such, the team chose to create this area for the player to explore. Here is where Houdet believes that the priests and nobles would have exited the pyramid after the burial ceremony.
Beleza. Vamos trocar mais uma vez o personagem. Timeline. Nossa, agora que eu tô vendo, ó. Olha que legal. Olha, a antiga grandes pirâmides foram feitas no Velho Reino. Ramsés, Tutankhamon, Alexandre o Grande. Vamos trocar de novo de personagem. Cleópatra.
Many theories regarding the construction of the Great Pyramid rely on the usage of external ramps. However, Houdet believes an external ramp would have been too steep for the upper portion of the pyramid. This is why he posits that there were two ramps. An external ramp for about half of the height of the pyramid, which then became an internal ramp for the second half.
Beleza.
Houdet's theory states that this internal ramp followed the sides of the pyramid in an ascending spiral pattern. A notch discovered in the edge of the Great Pyramid, known as Bob's Room, seems to support this theory. Located at the corners of each edge of the pyramid, these large rooms would have allowed workers to turn the stone by 90 degrees, allowing them to continue the ascent. The team chose to create rooms such as this one, bringing Houdet's hypothesis to life. This long corridor was the first section of the ascending internal ramp. Through it, the blocks used to build the Great Pyramid would have been carefully moved upward and then turned at each edge of the pyramid in order to continue their ascent. Though the team only created the main ramp for the game, Houdet posits that this ramp had two levels, allowing workers to return safely to the bottom thanks to an additional corbelled upper section.
E por fim aqui a última etapa. Ou seja, o jogo foi fortemente baseado em histórias, em teorias. Vamos ver aqui o final.
According to Houdet, the start of the inner ramp was located at the base of the southeastern face of the pyramid. This location would have been the junction point of the external and internal ramps. Below us, workers would have built the lower part of the pyramid with the external ramp before eventually switching to the internal ramp for the middle and upper sections of the pyramid. At that time in the process, they could have reused the material of the external ramp to fill the center of the pyramid, hauling the stones in through the internal ramp.
Beleza, completamos mais um. Vamos dar uma olhada? Subterrâneo, aprenda mais na Terra. Então aqui a gente vai ter as informações, né, das pirâmides. Vamos procurar a esfinge? Que agora eu não lembro onde ela tá. Só pra gente poder encerrar o vídeo. Porque é muito conteúdo, galera. Vamos procurar a esfinge aqui. Ah, não vai falar ou eu não tô achando? Egito. Siuá, tá vendo? Eu não vou encontrar agora. O que é aqui? Agora eu não vou achar. Mas... teria que ser aqui, né? Mesmo não sendo uma pirâmide. Bom, eu não vou gravar todos os vídeos, né, do modo aqui de descobrimento, porque haja lives, né, e vídeos, porque realmente é muito conteúdo, dá para você usar para vários fins. Isso mostra aqui também a dedicação da equipe da Ubisoft. Olha, Júlio César, vamos... Será que ele vai... ele só mudou a skin, né? Ele tá com a mesma habilidade aqui do Bayek e da Aya. Aqui é a nossa águia. Ah, você pode fazer isso aqui, ó. Não sabia. Ah, mas aí por ter perto ele carrega pouco. Demora pouco o carregamento. Vamos conferir um pouco mais aqui pra longe. Pra cá não tem nada. Siuá. Aqui a parte romana. Alexandria. E é isso aí. Ah, vamos ver aqui. Achei. A esfinge de Gizé. Achei. Vale a pena, né? Ah, não rola. Ah, só baixa, mas não foi mais nada. Vamos lá, pô. Com certeza a gente tem que ir. Vamos só mudar o nosso personagem. Quem que a gente vai levar? Levar a Cleópatra mesmo. Nossa, 22. Ah, é bastante, hein? Vamos um pouquinho só.
A sphinx was originally meant to be a personification of the king. The human head wearing pharaonic regalia, was fused with the body of a lion, thus sharing the qualities the powerful animal possessed, namely its power, the swiftness of its attack, and its majestic authority. By these very virtues, it was also considered a symbol of protection. Unsurprisingly, statues of sphinxes could be found along the dromus, protectors of the path taken by the gods to reach the temples.
Olha isso aqui.
Over the centuries, enthusiasts and historians alike have wondered, who built the Sphinx? For what purpose? And who does it represent? These questions remain unanswered. Several theories do exist, however, some more credible than others. One theory supposes that Geoffrey chose to pay homage to his father Khufu by building the Great Sphinx of Giza. The stone temple on the eastern face of the Sphinx would have been added later on by his brother and successor, Khafre, in order to strengthen the divine worship of their father. It would be the first Egyptian temple oriented with the sun. Over the centuries, enthusiasts and historians alike have wondered, who built the Sphinx? For what purpose? And who... Another theory suggests that the Sphinx was built by Khafre and was meant to represent him. The arguments to support this hypothesis are based on the fact that the limestone beds used for the main work of the Temple of the Sphinx are geographically and architecturally similar to the Valley Temple of Khafre. Some believe that Khufu himself built the Sphinx, which was later finished under his successors, Geoffrey and Khafre. These arguments are based on the stylistics of the engraving, the typology of the nemes, and the absence of a beard at the time of construction.
Bom, galera, como eu queria mostrar para vocês, só um pouco aqui desse modo, né? São muitas e muitas horas para você poder ver todos os eventos e todas as partes, os pontos turísticos e toda a pesquisa feita para fazer esse jogo. Talvez um dos jogos aí com maior pesquisa, para tentar trazer um realismo aqui de cenários e de cultura egípcia. Mas apresento aqui para vocês, não temos ainda em português. Não, eu acho que não vai sair em português, mas seria interessante para quem gosta de documentário e quer entender um pouco mais aqui até de pesquisas que não é tão simples você achar por aí. Fica aí a dica, e quem gostou do vídeo, deixa aquele like, se não é inscrito, se inscreva no canal e até a próxima. Falou, pessoal, valeu!